The moment Keith collapsed, I asked him this question. Is each of your reincarnations really you? Aren't you? For me, it seems like only memories accumulate. Then you are pretty special, because the bugs I know who have reached the planet Earth are in a similar situation to me. Either it's taking over someone's body or just teleporting, or maybe I haven't seen enough samples of bugs. I asked Keith that question because Heye and Heya gave me inspiration. Why is their reincarnation different from mine? It is indeed the first time I have seen a sample like you before, and with such a large gap, it should be a problem with the settings. It made me doubt if I was the 6th iteration. So what exactly am I? This question arises once again. To fix this, I have to keep looking for new bugs, right? It seems like that's the only way. You lose the moment you open your eyes in reality. Remember to adjust your posture slightly, don't end up with your face on the ground. I suddenly realized something. My ability wasn't a psychic ability that I had already learned. In return for clearing up my confusion, I'll tell you something. Just because S doesn't accept you doesn't mean she doesn't like you. It has nothing to do with your appearance or money. Simply put, being a sycophant will lead to nothing. Do something that surprises her. Tesla, with a company named after my idol S, I'm sure it'll work. I will just do as you said. I will focus on doing some small business, but be careful not to be careless. I have encountered a few bugs who are not good at business. It may not be as easy to handle them as it is for me, a businessman. I may fear trouble, but I am not afraid to solve it.
What did you learn from Keith?
Promise me you won't use me as a guinea pig, and then I might consider answering you.
I refuse. From what you're saying, it's clear that it's valuable research.
Well, forget it then. Scientists like you can do anything for research purposes. Especially a scientist like you who has no ethical boundaries.
Let me study it, otherwise, you'll have to walk back.
I don't like to be controlled. Why is flight a common ability for superheroes in Europe and America? Why do superpowers in the East often involve flying on clouds or using swords for flight? Does it create stereotypical images? The above is off topic. Let me think about the feeling of flying on a sword in the past. The principle of sword flight is to manipulate the spiritual pressure above and below the sword. And the energy source on Earth is unknown, it seems incomparable.
Hey, what have you been muttering about?
However, whether it's sword flying or the superpowers in Western comics, their essence is anti-gravity. It's solved, it's simple.
Hey, you tell me. What's solved?
Left foot steps on right foot steps on left foot, that mean you are flying on clouds.
Doing work on a system does not increase the overall mechanical energy because
The end of science is theology.
Xiaowen, I have an adrenaline-sensitive body and can't stand excessive G-force changes.
Speak in plain language.
I can't ride roller coasters.
Aren't scientists supposed to have a heart willing to sacrifice their lives for scientific advancement? Don't you want to study our current situation?
What's wrong with you, gray machine system? Do you need to suck on it? Wow, amazing, we've actually flown into the stratosphere, breathing is getting difficult.
As expected.
As expected what?
As expected, all my previous accumulations were useful. It's your fault for not opening the teleportation gate.
I really hate fast men.
Next time you go out, you don't have to be so serious. Just consider it as a casual stroll through a market. I didn't think it would be so quick. It looks like you've already passed the first test, Yuan Jie, haven't you? Although he managed to find 15 leaves, he exceeded the time limit by an hour, so it doesn't count as a pass. By the way, how did you fall from the sky? How come I haven't seen you use this skill before? Do you know a palm technique called descending from the sky? Do you want to learn it? I'll teach you. I've tried several methods, but I couldn't successfully separate the 15 marked leaves within an hour. I feel like such a loser. If you can't pass such a simple test, you are just a giveaway in the war the day after tomorrow. Why is it like this? It's getting dark. The deadline is set for 3 hours from now. That's 9 p.m. If you can't pass the test, you can just stay home and do logistics work. Did you get something? Since you are so efficient, why not spend a few minutes tomorrow helping me find my older brothers? We'll talk about it later. I need to talk to Yuan Jie for a moment. Yuan Jie, have you thought about the purpose of this mission? What's the underlying goal? The so-called strength is, on one hand, the objective combat power output, and on the other hand, what are you suggesting him to do? If he can't figure out such a simple truth, there's no point in relying on hints to get through a mission. Come on, let's go inside, and tell me what you've been doing for the past few hours.
Mother Earth is so nice, someone give me some motion sickness pills.
Yuan Jie, think about it. I'll tell you what, just now.
You're home, I was just looking for you.
What is it?
Come with me to my room, I want to do an experiment. Lin meow meow, Su Xiaowen's supposed to come with me.
Lady President, I've already lost. It makes our cooperation seem pale.
Mr. Keith, your strength is very impressive. After this experience, I'm even more eager to work with you. Please make up your mind to abandon the Sons of the Morning and invest in me instead.
When you approached me about cooperation the day before yesterday, you were actually thinking of pulling both sides, weren't you? Or were you trying to restrain me through Xiaowen? I can agree to cooperate with you, Miss President. If you climb higher, my profits will naturally increase. It's a profitable partnership. But the Morning Suns isn't something I can just let go of when I want to.
What do you mean?
They are all ancient foxes. You don't play chit-chat with them.